a question I often get asked: what is the difference between the chakra energy system and the meridian energy system? They do work very much together, and I'm just going to share this into my group. The chakra energy system is actually from the Indian culture, and the Meridian energy system we know has come from the Chinese, the 5 elements, the ancient wisdom which has been around for thousands and thousands of years, which is how they identified what was going on in the body. Now, I'd like you just to think about the chakra energy system works with different aspects, different parts of the body, and different layers of consciousness on a mental, physical, emotional, and spiritual level. So, for example, the root chakra represents how safe we feel, how connected we feel. It is the base foundation of everything. It's like the foundations of your house. You've got to have the root chakra really firmly planted and in balance at all times if you want to feel safe and secure. Now, the meridian system works with different organs and the emotional expressions of those organs. So, for example, if we've got, say, the liver meridian, which starts on the big toe and comes all the way up and finishes underneath the nipples on the ribs, actually, that emotionally represents anger, frustration, love, all these different responsibility, transformation, those sort of emotions. So you can see they're quite different, but they're very much working intrinsically together. The other thing that I'd like you to think about is that the chakras, we've got 7 main chakras, even though there are more of those. We've got 12 primary meridians, but we've got 8 extraordinary meridians, which you don't hear very much about, except for the first 2, which I'll be talking about maybe next week. So think of the chakras as this vortex of energy in the body, representing these different areas, wherever they are, the 7 main ones that come up the center of the spine, the back and the front. They're like the power centers, and they push the energy out into the meridian system. The meridian system then takes that energy, that chi, all throughout the body, okay? From the tips of your toes to the top of your head. So think about also the veins carry the blood around the body. The meridians carry the chi, the energy, the life force around the body. Okay? Each one of those will represent different organs. Now, when everything is in balance in both the energy systems, whether it's the chakras and also obviously the meridians, you are going to feel great. You're going to feel healthy. You're going to feel mentally calm and happy and joyful and all those things that we want. But when we start to feel, emotionally start to feel frustrated or angry or upset or sad or worried, then your energy system is going to go out of flow, which is why it's so interesting to understand more about this, because when you understand both these systems, and I've done a lot of work and a lot of courses, many of you have joined me on the chakra courses, which is why I want to focus more on the meridians now. So for example, if your root chakra is out of balance, which it will be very often when you're feeling unsafe or you're feeling unsupported, and that can be in every aspect, whether it's finances, whether it's emotions, whether it's physical, whatever it is. You know, remember the root is so important because it is our foundation and everything builds on that. Now, on the meridian side, if your root chakra is out of balance, you're probably going to find that the kidney bladder meridians are going to be out of balance as well, because they are also representing the emotions connected with the kidneys and the bladder are fear, anxiety, panic. On the good side, when it's in balance, you've got willpower, you've got courage, you've got faith in the future, you know where you're going. But we have a lot of fear. The world is full of fear, isn't it? The world is run on fear, putting you into fear to control you, or you are driven by fear because of what's being put out into media and everything else. So if the kidney and the bladder meridians are out of balance, the root chakra is going to be out of balance because they're working together intrinsically, which means that also just think where our foundations come from the root. So if the root is out of balance, it's going to make everything else a little bit out of balance, and everything else is going to be a bit wobbly. So can you understand how these systems work so beautifully together? I hope that's answered the question. And I'd love to know what your thoughts are. What have you got any other questions about the differences between these two systems? Because when you understand both systems and how well they work together, you're going to find it much easier to identify where the blocks are and what you can do about them. All right? Sending you loads of love, and if you have not joined Gateway to Flow, the link is below. We start on Tuesday, and we are going to be talking about 3 specific meridians, and you're not going to find out which 3 those are until you join me next Tuesday. Bye for now.